Medicine, a substance, especially in the form of a liquid or pill, that is a treatment for illness or injury. I've got a fever, so I
Substance expressly
need to take some medicine. Examine, to look at, or consider a person, or think carefully and in detail in order to discover something about them. The research examined the effect of alcohol on long-term memory.
The research
Vomit,
examined the effects of alcohol on long-term or memory. Alcohol.
the contents of your stomach has come up through your mouth.
Content of your stomach that have come to your mouth.
He's been vomiting all night after drinking too much alcohol.
He been vomiting all night after drinking too much alcohol.
Terrible, very unpleasant or serious or bad. My mom was a terrible cook.
Terrible.
Get rid of something or somebody.
Or best. Resolve something or somebody.
To remove something that you don't want any longer, or to find a way to make someone leave because you do not want the person to be with you anymore. We finally got rid of my little sister by telling her scary stories.
By telling her scary stories.
walk out of something.
walk out of something.
To leave an event, such as a meeting or performance, because you're unhappy, angry, or disapprove.
To leave an event as meeting, performing because you are unhappy, angry, or something
Of something.
on the parent walk.
All the parents
Meeting.
walked out of the meeting. On-call room.
On-call room.
If a worker, such as a doctor, is in
If the worker, such as a doctor, on call,
the on-call room, he or she is available to work or make official visit at any time when needed. She is a doctor, so she often works overtime in the on-call room at the weekend. Situation. The set of things that are happening and the condition that exists at a particular time and place. My sister has a good situation as a teacher in the local school.
My sister, a good situation as a teacher in the local school. Something terrible because
something feels terrible because of the seafood.
Something feels terrible because of the seafood.
He vomits many times.
He vomits many times.
He wanted to get rid of the situation, so he called the nurses.
He wanted to rest his situation, so he called nurse.
Unfortunately, no one replied to him.
Unfortunately, no one replied to him.
Samson decides to walk out of the sick room and find a doctor.
Walk out of the sick room and find a doctor.
He makes his way to the on-call room, but there is no one there.
On the call room, but said, no one there. He goes back to his sick room.
He goes back to his sick room. Luckily, he sees a girl with long black hair.
He sees a girl with long black hair.
He looks at her and says, nurse, nurse, help me.
The nurse takes him to his room for a checkup.
The nurse takes him into the room for a checkup.
She says, you can't eat seafood anymore.
She says, you can't eat seafood anymore.
She eats rice right now. Something is.
You should eat white rice now.
Cry and take medicine.
Something eats 10 bowls of rice and takes medicine.
His stomach and better. He sleep and dream about.
His stomach then gets better.
His stomach again better.
He sleeps and dreams about Ming Wong.
He sleep and dream about me.
Why? Who felt terrible because of the seafood?
Something.
2. Who has something seen?
Who has something? Me.
3. Who has wanted to get rid of the situation? 4. Who has made his way to the on-call room? 5. Who has taken something into the room and examined? 6. The nurse said you can't eat seafood anymore. You have to eat rice now. 7. What has he wanted to get rid of? Where has something decided to walk out?
Vomit.
9. Who has decided to find a doctor?
Minnow.
10. Where has something gone back to?
Nurse.
11. Why has something felt terrible?
Because
12.
vomit.
Has something wanted to get rid of Mi-eung? 13. Has Mi-eung taken something into the room for a checkup? 14. Has something looked at the nurse and said, nurse, nurse, help me?
Something look at her and say.
15. Who has eaten 10 bowls of rice and taken medicine?
Yeah.
16. Has Mi-eung vomited many times? 17. Who has slept and dreamt about Mi-eung?
Something.
18.
About me, no.
What has something eaten? 19. Who has something called? 20. Has something decided to walk out of the sick room and find a teacher? 21. Who has gone back to his sick room and find a doctor? 22. Has Mi-eung felt happy because of the seafood?
Yeah. Không biết trả lời nào.
23. Who has replied to something?
Doctor.
Hi, Sarah. Are you watching World Traveler?
Yes. Today's show is about subways around the world.
Oh, which one are they talking about now?
They're talking about the Paris subway.
What are they saying about it?
Paris's subway is more than 100 years old.
Wow, that's old.
Yes, it is.
Is the Paris subway good?
Yes, it's convenient. Every building in the city is close to a subway station.
That's great. Is it expensive?
I don't know. One ride costs 1.40 euros.
That's not bad. That's about $2.
Oh, they're talking about Tokyo's subway now.
Wow, the Tokyo subway is nice. They have 282 stations, and the trains are really clean.
Yes. Now I am wondering about other cities' subways.
Go on the internet. You can read more about subways around the world.
Then I can write a report about them.
Good idea.
Thanks for coming over, Renee. No problem. So you need help with your report? Yes. I'm writing a report about public transportation in big cities.
Cool. How can I help?
You're from Chicago. Did you use public transportation there?
Yes, I used it all the time.
Great. Tell me about it.
When I lived in Chicago, I took the subway to work.
It's the third busiest subway in America. I read about it.
Yes, and people called it the L.
Interesting. Do you like public transportation?
Well, there
Well,
are good
I
things
was
and
thinking
bad
last
things
thing
about
about
it.
it.
What are the good things?
Public transportation is convenient. Chicago's L has 144 stations. I took the subway all over the city.
London's subway has even more stations. It has 275 stations.
Wow, that is really convenient. Public transportation is also cheap. You really don't need